Okay, guys, so here is our review for Saved by a Savage. Now, let me tell you, this book started off, it jumped right in. So here we have these two twins. You have Bria and Brianna. They're 20 years old. They stay at home with their mom. And the book just goes right in and it says, so apparently their dad, they've never met their dad. He was in the drug business, and the mom had planned on letting them meet the father one day, but they had to get away because some people were after them, and if they didn't get away, they would get killed. I have mixed reviews about the book, really, because I just felt like it wasn't enough, like it felt like it was missing some things. It felt like it was rushed. So I can just tell you about the book really quickly. So what happened was one of the girls wakes up. She goes to get ready to leave out the house. She decides to go and wake up the mom just to say hi to her. She peeks in, the mom's still sleeping, so she's like, cool, I'm gonna leave her alone. She goes down and she sees her sister in the living room on her phone, so she's just like, hey, what's going on? They shoot the breeze, and the sister says, mom isn't up yet. She's still asleep. This is unlike her. She usually goes to church. It's Sunday. So they're both really just like, oh, God, no. Let's go check on her. They go up to her room, and they notice that she's sleeping. So they're trying to get her up like, mom, hey, mom, get up. When they pull the covers back, they notice that she's in a puddle of blood. Basically, she's been murdered. So they're panicking. The one sister is having a nervous breakdown. She's crying, and it's just really dramatic. And so you can tell automatically what their personalities are. One is still like baby-fied, and even though they're 20, she's kind of leans on the other sister, Brianna, for more support. So Bria is the stronger one. Brianna is kind of like the one that's not as mature as her. So she's crying and breaking down, and she's kind of just like, okay, we gotta get a plan. We need to figure something out. So what happens is they start looking through her things, and they look in the drawer and they find the numbers, Brian, they find their father's number. So mind you, they have never met the man. They didn't have the most perfect upbringing. So they're like, she had his number all along. We could have met him. So that was another place where I was just kind of like, what? It was just confusing for me. So the sister calls him, and he's just confused, like, Brianna, like, what's going on? And she explains. So he gives her the rundown. He's just like, listen, pack up some stuff, get out of there, meet me at the train station, blah, 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 and take the train to X, Y, and Z. Call the police, because she's like, well, what about my mom? She's dead, da, da, da. What about her? He's like, listen, you got to get a move on it. Somebody could be after you. Get out of there. So they are just distraught. They're like, our mother is dead, but they're handling it so well. It's just like, I would think that for somebody who has been a part of their life for so long, I don't know. The book kind of just like went fast, like I said. So they call the police and they leave, and they go to the bus stop. They take the bus stop to the train station. They take the train to the place where he told them to go. And this is where it kind of speeds up real fast. It introduces you to the other character, who is Kane, who is like their father's little mentor, kind of right-hand man. He works for his organization. So the father, Brian, sends Kane to go and pick the girls up. He didn't tell them that, so I'm just like, huh? And the book doesn't even tell you that he told them to meet and wait for him. He just told them what stop to go to. So like I said, it's a lot of jumping around. So Kane goes to pick the girls up. He's sitting, he's waiting. He's just like, I don't even know what these damn girls look like. I've never met them before. So he's waiting. All the people come off the train. He's just like, damn, like, where they at? So then he sees them, and he's just like, damn. So, he's describing them. He's like, one is a little thicker, chinky eyes, 5 foot, this, da, da, da. So he sees them. He immediately is more attracted to Bria. So that's like his interest off the bat. He thinks that she's sexy, she look good, but he's like, this is Brian's daughter, so I'm not even gonna get into that. Let me just drop these girls off. So he introduces himself to them. He takes them there. They're asleep there for the most part in the car. They get to the father's house, and it's so weird because the sister, you forget that she's 20. She seems so immature. She like runs up to the father and hugs him, and the other sister's kind of standoffish, like, hey. So of course he lives in this big elaborate mansion because he's this big like either kingpin or distributor or whatever he is. Who I don't know, but he's obviously in a dope game, and he gets them situated with their rooms, and they're just distraught and they're crying, and the other Bria is obsessed with. She's just like, you missed so much of our lives, like you didn't come for us. So he ends up telling them the truth, like, no, your mother left. Like, I didn't send you away. She chose to leave. She left because your life was in danger because we robbed a Colombian drug boss. And we hit him up for like $1 million and something in cash and drugs and all the stuff. So they were out to get us. And she just couldn't take it. And she wanted you guys to have a normal life. So she took you and she left. And, you know, it was my fault as a man. I should have stepped up. I should have came back into your lives. I should have tried to be a part of your lives. And, you know, he goes on to explain. So Brianna has already accepted him. Like, she's distraught. She lost a parent, and she's just like, I'm glad that we could make that connection. The other sister is just kind of like, yeah, I need to feel you out, but, you know, I am kind of glad that we made a connection. So then the book kind of skips around. It's like the next day, and he decides he wants to take them shopping. So they go shopping, and he's spending money, and then he comes to them and he decides, like, you girls need to do something. I want you to do something to help you take your mind off. And it's like, damn, my mother literally just died yesterday. Like, you want me to take my mind off of it? So that was another point where I was just kind of like, huh? So they decide they want to enroll in school. So they do. He takes them to enroll into college. Now, in the book it says it's community college, but then you find out later that it has a on-campus apartments or dorms, so maybe it's not community college, because Bria meets this guy CJ who takes interest into her, and he wants to date her, but she's feeling Kane too, so she, just like he checked her out, she was checking him out, and they have this weird little connection going on. So basically he's feeling her, so the father basically like talks to him about it, like, that's my daughter, but it's, you know, you feeling her, what's going on. It's just so weird how the book skips around. So basically what happens is Kane has like this other side to him. So when he met Brian, which is the girl's father, he kind of took him under his wing, molded him. But Kane is like a killer. He's ruthless. He does whatever's necessary, but his real name is Kyrie. So Brian is like the only one that can help pull him back from this other side. So when he does dark things, or when he kills somebody, and when he murders, he gets into this tunnel vision, this sense of being lost that he can't figure out how to get out of it. So he ends up getting into that because this girl basically robs him for everything that he has. She hits his safe and takes everything. And this is this girl that he's been messing with for a while. He's letting her like stay up in his crib while he's not there, waiting on him. So he's just thinking basically like he just fucking her and it's not nothing, they're not together. So he feel like he trusts her, and the whole time she was plotting on him. So basically what happens is he comes home, she sexes him real good, he goes to sleep. When he wakes up, he's looking for her, like he calling around all around the house for her, and she's not there. And then he notices that something's not right, and he goes to check his safe, and his safe is hit. Like she took everything, she cleaned him out. So he's livid. So he calls up his brother Carter. Now, this is his brother through his father. They don't share the same mother, they share the same father. Their father died when they were younger. That's how they met each other at the funeral. His brother is kind of like this computer tech geeky guy, but not, he like hood too, but he geeky, so he real good. He can find stuff, he can hack stuff, he can do all of that. So basically he's living, he's like, I'm gonna kill this bitch, like you need to help me find her. Like, so his brother's like, I'm on it, don't worry about it, we gonna find her. So he's just really stressed out about that. So the brother helps him find her. Well, the brother locates her mother. So Kane goes and finds her mother, and he pulls up on the mother, snatches her up, and basically like, where's your daughter? You need to tell me where she is. But he has zero tolerance, like patience. Like he's already amped up. He's just looking for the daughter, and he's figuring like she's probably long gone by now with my money, my drugs, whatever else she took. So the mother is like, oh, so you were the lick she was setting up. So that's when he realizes that, damn, this was a game all along. She was just playing me. So he's just really pissed at this point. He's like, fuck it. So he just shoots her and like kills her. The brother wipes out the tapes from the camera from where he does it at, and he gets out of there. But that sends him to a dark space. So he's like missing for a couple days, and Brian is looking for him. So it's just like, what is going on? And who he ends up calling is Bria. So he ends up getting in touch with her, and he's like, come ride with me. And she sees that something not right. His eyes bloodshot, he real spaced out. So he's like, what's going on? I mean, she's like, what's going on? You know, talk to me. And he's just like, I just got some shit going on that I just can't, you know, I'm struggling with. So he basically tries to talk to her about it. Like, I get into these deep, dark times, and it's hard to pull me out of it, you know. So she kind of helps him come from it a little bit. So they get into these intimate moments. He's rubbing on her, touching on her. Mind you, they're in the car. They just went for a ride, and which was awkward because what other connection did they have? I'm like, this book is skipping around. And so he tries to take it further, and she's like, no, because she's like, I'm a virgin, I'm not doing that. So he kind of like brushed her off, like, oh, well, there ain't no reason for you to be here. So that hurt her feelings. She was pissed. He dropped her back off. Long story short, so that had to put a strain on their relationship. She ends up deciding, I don't want to mess with him no more. Let me pursue CJ, because CJ seems like a nice guy, and maybe that's just what I need. Kane is just not for me. He's not willing to wait for me, and CJ might be the one that's willing to wait for me. So so what ends up happening is Brian ends up getting set up by Carter. So Carter calls Brian to this warehouse. Brian has a bad feeling about it. He goes anyway, which makes no sense to me, because if he's this high on the totem pole, he has security, he has protection. He doesn't take anybody with him. He lets security take his gun. He gets killed by the mob boss that was looking for him. Carter has set him up. So he's dead. The girls are distraught once again. The book ends up reminding you that it's only been 2 weeks. So you'll think that it's been some time. It's only been about 2 weeks. So I also forgot to mention that Brianna has been talking to Carter. So basically he was using her. So he's been getting information about her father, his whereabouts, where he goes, what he's doing, if he's home, if he's not home. So crazy. She's already in love. So basically, it's just really crazy. What is his name? Kane decides to throw a funeral for Brian, and he ends up securing the mother's body too, which, how for 2 weeks you got the body? But anyway, he says, like, I got some pull. I'm not just some low totem pole nigga. So he gets the body, and he gets 3 caskets. So he kills Carter for betraying him. So Carter's in one of the caskets, Brian is in one, and the mother's in the other. So that kind of makes the girls feel a little better. But then Bria decides she doesn't want anything to do with him. After the funeral, they're popping pills. They having I guess it's the repast / party. I don't even know. It's crazy. So then it ends up that Bria and Kane ended up having sex, and they decide that they're gonna be together. But then her sister is also popping pills, and she's drunk. So then the party gets so crazy, and they come out of the room from having sex or whatever they doing, and then they find out that the sister finds out that Carter is dead, which wasn't he in a casket, but anyways, they find out that Carter is dead, and she's so distraught, so they run around the house looking for her. They find her in her closet, and she done hung herself. So then they rush her to the hospital. She's in a coma. She's brain dead. Next thing you know, Bria goes off on Kane. She doesn't want anything to do with him. He decides to leave. The mob boss sends somebody after him, but he has an underground tunnel in his house, and he takes all his money from his safe, and he ends up getting shot. But then their doctor on call stitches him up, and he goes out of town to Miami and cuts all communication off with the twins. Bria ends up finding out that she's pregnant by Kane after they only fucked one time, and basically that's just how the book ends. It was very short. It skipped around a lot. It's a part 2, so maybe I'll have to read it, and maybe I'll feel a little better about it. I'm not going to give it 5 stars. I would say that this is probably like a 3-star book. I just feel like it skipped around. It went too fast. It wasn't enough meat and potatoes. Like, it really needed more. But check it out. Maybe you might feel a little bit differently about it, but this is my review. All right, thanks, guys.